Mic check 1. Mic check 2. Yes, sir. I see it. We good. We good. All right. Now, if you watching this live stream on a replay, take advantage of the chapters. You can go ahead and skip to the beginning of the show. I'm setting up, guys. My main thing is to be on time. So I'm here. Look at this. It's always something. Now I took a little drink of water and spilled water all over my face and my shirt. Man, it's always something. Now, how you do that? How you do that? How you do that? How you get water on your glasses drinking water out of a cup? So yeah, guys, we switching over to using some different software. And this weekend was a mess. So if you guys tuned in at 9 o'clock trying to catch the weekly recap live on YouTube, because it did stream on time on Facebook, but on YouTube, guys, it didn't show up. And the reason why was because as I've been setting up this new software with OBS, I had it in private mode. So when I live stream to learn how to use the stream deck and set everything up, when I was doing that, I forgot to take it off private when I live streamed the weekly recap live on Sunday, guys. And it was like an hour. It was like an hour and a half show. I get done with the show. I'm all excited. I'm like, yeah, that was a good show. We got done, got a couple questions, And now I go on YouTube and it's private, and the actual live stream that I scheduled for the weekly recap live never started. So if somebody signed up to get notified and all of that, or was waiting on that live to start, my apologies. It was some technical difficulties. It wasn't that I didn't show up. So what I end up doing, I did record that weekly recap live. So I just went ahead and went live late on that actual stream that I had scheduled at 11 o'clock or so. And I just played it back. I did an intro, re-recorded the intro and the outro, and put it up. So that's what happened last week. If you tuned in trying to get on that weekly recap live, and I wasn't there. I was there, but I wasn't on the right stream. It was private. We started it late. So I explained that. So now what we have going on, well, they're switching over and using a different software. Guys, the live stream should be a lot clearer. It was cloudy. It was a little choppy. It was distorted. It was a lot of mess before with the other program. So now that we're using this one, it should be a lot smoother. It should be a lot clearer. And I should be able to get your chat notifications on time. I'll be able to hear them. I can respond quicker and things of that nature, because the software that I use that has the chime on it is actually built into this software. So we should be good. All right. So that's all of my intro that I wanted to talk to you guys about. Oh, my glasses are still cloudy, guys. So, this is bothering me. So let me tell you what's going on with my glasses. My hands was ashy. I put lotion on my hands. Now, when I use that wipe to clean my glasses, I put lotion all over my glasses and it made them cloudy. I'm trying to tell y'all, man, the flux, I'll be going through it. That's better. That's better. All right. Now, so this weekend when we did that weekly recap live, you might want to check that out for real, because I broke down a lot of stuff about IPOs, how they crash, why they crash, the mechanics behind it, and all that other good stuff. And wouldn't you know it, SpaceX is almost right where it IPO'd at to the public at $150. I think it closed today around 154, and then after the market closed, it kept coming down. It came down to $152 and something. And What day was that? I want to say Friday. The Friday that it IPO'd at $150. So it's almost right back where it started at. All the hype has died down. The headlines are changing. And now they ain't talking about Elon being a trillionaire no more. Just the whole tone of the news has changed around that whole thing. It's amazing. Now all of a sudden, it's problems. It's problems the whole time. It ain't been nothing but like a week. Like a week of some change in the market. Because last week, it was only 4 days because of the holiday. And then IPO on Friday. So that was 5 trading days. And then today will be the 6th day of trading. And I think they launched the options last week too. So out of 6 days of trading, it then went up to $229 a share. And now it's almost right back where it started at $150. That's crazy. All right. I just wanted to get that off my chest because I've been telling y'all it's going to come down. It's going to come down. All right. This is looking real good and clear. Let's go ahead and start the show. Double check. Make sure I got everything the way I need it. And remember, guys, got new software. So we working on learning how to use this and all that other good stuff. So that's my little subscribe animation that I used to use. So we can start using that again and all the other stuff. All right. So let's go ahead and get started. Welcome to Market Recap Live. I'm your host, Joseph Martin, and thank God. Ooh, thank God. It is Monday, guys. It is Monday, and tonight we are taking a look at ticker ACN. You might know them better as Accenture. Accenture PLC, ticker ACN, was established as an independent business unit in 1989 under the name Andersen Consulting. Later, rebranding to Accenture in 2001 following a legal separation from accounting firm Arthur Andersen. They formally incorporated in Hamilton, Bermuda, before shifting their global headquarters to Dublin, one of the two, Ireland in 2009. Now they're publicly traded on the New York Stock Exchange and have a market value over $75 billion. Yes, that's billion dollars. Accenture is in the IT services industry and the information technology sector, and they are listed in the S&P 500 index. Some of Accenture's competitors are Cognizant Technology Solutions Corporation, ticker CTSH, Infosys, like Infosystem for short, Limited, ticker INFY, and International Business Machines Corporation, ticker IBM. We're going to review Accenture's earnings, their website, and pull up the charts to perform a quick technical analysis. But before we do that, let's do our roll call and check our stream poll. We are streaming live on YouTube and Facebook. Let's get this chat going and tell us where you're tuning in from. Put a YT in the chat if you're tuning in from YouTube, and put an FB in the chat if you're tuning in from Facebook. Okay. While you guys are filling up the stream and the chat, here's the mission statement. We are building a community over here for people who want to take control of their financial situation by learning how to unlock the wealth building power of the stock market. And we are streaming Monday through Friday following trading sessions at 11 p.m. Eastern time. The U.S. stock market regular trading hours are 9:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern time. And there's a link for the New York Stock Exchange calendar down in the description. Okay, let's get to it. What did I just click? Oh, I know what's going on. All right, so here's what's going on. Might as well just tell you. So before I set the live stream up, I had some issues going on with Accenture. Their website. And we need their website so we can do the earnings. So that's what I'm about to fix right now. That's what I'm fixing right now as we speak. All right, so let me click earnings and see how this is playing out. Bam, we're good. Let me put the right stuff up here. We need the earnings ticker, so let's take that one down. Let's put the earnings one up. Got it. And now we need to put take that off. There we go. Educational purpose. Man, woo. This actually worked better than the other stuff I had. So I'm happy. I just got to learn how to use it, and we own it popping. Okay. Accenture, ticker AC. Wait a minute. I messed up already. Hold on. Accenture, ticker symbol ACN, the $76.4 billion company reported its fiscal third quarter earnings Thursday, June 18th. They have a 52-week high of $307.77, which took place on July 8th, and a 52-week low of $118.15 that occurred today, June 22nd, which is a trading range of $189.62, and they closed today at $124.83. Accenture earnings report missed on the top line, reporting revenue of $18.72 billion, which was lower than the market expectations of $18.78 billion. But they beat on the bottom line as intense operational efficiency and structural margin expansions to 17% supported foundational earnings. EPS was higher than the analysts and market expectations of $3.72 when they reported an adjusted EPS of $3.80. Accenture reported a GAAP net income of $2.39 billion, which was higher than the $2.2 billion net income they reported this same quarter last year. This represents an increase of 6.44%. So for the third fiscal quarter of 2025, their net profit was approximately 6.05% lower than it is compared to now a year later. The earnings were released before the market opened, followed by 8 a.m. Eastern Time conference call. As far as guidance, management narrowed its full-year local currency revenue targets to 3 to 4% growth, highlighting a macro pushback on near-term discretionary consulting spend. That 52-week high compared to today's closing of $124.83 represents a decline of 59.44% over a span of just under a year. So if someone invested $1,000 in July at that 52-week high of $307.77, they would be seeing a loss of $594.40. All right, we did that. Oh, that was nice. Let's move on, guys. Let's move on. Let's put this here. Let's take off that. All right. Now, let's talk about why we visit these company websites. We're looking at the visuals and text to find answers to these key questions. What goods and or services does the company sell? How important are those goods and services to their customers? What makes this company stand out from the competition? And how well do they take care of their employees? We look for those answers in four main areas: the homepage for the goods and or services, about us for purpose, vision, and mission statements, careers for employee benefits and opportunities, and investor relations for SEC filings and stock quotes. And for your convenience, all companies featured in tonight's live stream are down in the description. All right, now let's visit Accenture's website. Got that mouse on. Let me get this one and let's get over here. Here we go. Monitoring cam. Let's go to their ticker. There we go. Ooh, that's smooth. All right, so here we are on Accenture's website. We're going to browse over it and let's talk about where we're going to go. We're going to go right here to careers. Absolutely. And there it is, benefits. So that's going to be easy to find. We're going to go under what we do and who we are. But let's scroll over the website. There it is, investor relations. So investor relations is up here at the top under who we are. We're going to browse over the home page, see what we can find out, and then we'll talk about what we find on the bottom of the page. Together, we reinvented, shaping tomorrow today. In a world of constant change, reinvention is a continuous strategy. All right, here's a lot of different stuff. Perspective, research report, case studies, research report. Okay. I remember her. We'll find it when we go to leadership. 360-degree value. Every day we embrace change and create value for all our stakeholders around the world. Okay, see report WWF Germany, World Wildlife Federation or something like that. I think that's what that stands for. Okay, Skoda. I said Skoda reimagines customer care as a growth driver. Siemens Energy sets a new benchmark for future-ready finance. Project Stop turns the tide on plastic pollution. All right, this ain't even got nothing to do specifically with the company. Global recognition and awards. Can we see that? Yes, yes, yes. I know I'm scrolling kind of fast. If you want to browse over this on your own time, remember the links are down in the description for your convenience. Careers. Build a career that's as exciting as the world we're shaping. Accenture News. And now here we are at the bottom. So let me take me off the screen right here. It goes more to the direct stuff we want to go to, okay? So we're going to go to careers. We're going to go to About Us. And we knew the investor relations were at the top. So let's go to About Us. Let's try to keep this clean and simple. Put me back on the screen. Here we go. Accenture in the United States. Every day, the people of Accenture embrace change and create value for all our stakeholders. In every part of the world, we call it 360-degree value, creating positive change. Okay, now it's a long list of stuff right here. Okay, I'm not gonna read all that. Making reinvention real for our clients. Here goes some stats. Over 800,000 Accenture employees worldwide, over 900,000 clients served, over 350 partners in our ecosystem. Office operations in 52 countries and over 200 cities. Okay, we're recognized for the value we create together. Hold on a second, guys. My nose is itching. We're recognized for the value we create together, leading with vision and experience. There she is. That's the chair and CEO. That was the lady I was talking about earlier. It was like, I know her. I can't remember what position she had, but that's the chair and CEO. The lady that was on the home page before we clicked on About Us. All right, now we're at the bottom. Let's go ahead and go to careers. Let me take me off screen so you can see it right here. We're going to careers. Now, I believe we saw benefits right there at the top of the screen. I don't remember if they have that over here where it's easy to find who we are. Well, let's scroll over this page and then I'll go directly to it. So, because I know where it is. Whatever you want to do, grow your career from developers and designers to strategists and SAP pros. There are endless opportunities for you to learn, grow, and make a difference. Wherever you are in your career, students, apprenticeships, early career professionals, experienced professionals, executive leaders, Accenture Flex. Okay, you belong here. Recreational, emotional, and mental. I think this is where they break down some of the benefits. Employable, purposeful, financial, some more of their stats. Okay, let me try to find it at the top. Who we are, that's the investor relations, careers. Here it is. And benefits. That's what we want. Let's go there. Benefits for the whole you. Our benefits support your well-being at work and at home, so you can achieve your aspirations personally and professionally. Okay, so here are the benefits. Your financial well-being, base pay, 401k, match and savings plan. It's all listed over here behind me. Your time off. Remember, the links are down in the description for your convenience if you want to browse through this on your own time, because I know I'm moving kind of fast, but I just want to show you where this stuff is located on the website. So parental leave, care for dependents, support for parents, guardian and caregivers, your physical well-being, dental insurance, medical coverage, vision insurance, more well-being perks, your growth, stay connected. Okay, now we're at the bottom. All right. We found the benefits. Now let's go to investor relations. So that was at the top under who we are, investor relations. Oh, that's wonderful. It's all on the same site. I thought it was going to take us somewhere else. That's why I got excited, or why I got nervous, matter of fact. All right, let's see if we can find the stock quote and charts on their website. Browsing over the homepage, they keep showing them stats, or those are different. Okay, enduring approach to shareholder value. Yeah, guys, because we looked at them last week. They ended up being the biggest loser not too long ago. But I covered them tonight because they had earnings. So we looked at this before and we could not find the stock information. I do remember that. So it's still not working. It's still not working. So let's go up to the top and investor relations, see if it's a link up here that we can click on. SEC filings, investor toolkit, investor facts, dividend. Here's the share price center. That's where we want it to go. Okay, yeah, it won't load. So that's what's going on. It's not going to load. All right, let's talk about what I found in my research about this company. So let's talk about that. Let's go to their website. Went to their website. All right. Accenture PLC, ticker ACN. Looking at their S&P 500 customers and partners, notable names include. So these are people that they work with that are also listed in the S&P 500 index. Microsoft Corporation, ticker MSFT. Salesforce Incorporated, ticker CRM. And Oracle Corporation, ticker ORCL. Now, let's talk about this. Before we look at the charts, wait a minute. There we go. Before we look at the charts, remember, professionals trade from a computer, not a mobile device. Mobile trading apps are limited. Traders can lose critical details and advanced platform features using apps on phones instead of software on computers or websites. So keep in mind, trading from a smartphone is usually the least effective way for managing assets. To access the most details, it's best to use a full trading platform. Watch these streams on a computer or TV and only use a phone as a last resort. Now let's look at Accenture on the charts. Okay, we got that. Now you need to be able to see it. So let's do that. Get that there, get this here, bam, bam, bam. Get the right disclaimer up there. There we go. See, I'm gonna get it. All right, so we have Accenture pulled up on the charts right now. Yeah. All right, we're looking at a 1 year daily chart. And remember, I told you this is not our first time looking at them. So we have some technicals on the screen already. And let's zoom in. I'm going to show you, let's just go back to the 10-year weekly chart so you can peek at it. So we did go all the way back to 2016. Let me take me off the screen so I can show this to you. Okay, I took me off the screen, but I didn't want to take off the... Oh, I see what's wrong. Give me a second, guys. Give me a second. Is this the right one? Yeah. We need to cut this on because the overlays went away. There we go. All right. So we got that right. Subscribe. We don't need that. I'm looking at something, guys. I told you we're using a new program and some of this stuff is a little odd. So I'm fixing it while I'm in here. Remove. Yeah, all right. Overlays, we got that. Subscribe with sound. We don't need that there. We can remove that. Okay, I think we're good. All right. So we're looking at a 10-year weekly chart. This is 2016 over here. So that's where they have this 10-year low of $108.66. We use some of these historical price levels to do the majority of our price levels over here on the right of the screen. Now I can put me back on the screen. And right up here, their 10-year high is $417.37. Okay. So now we're going to go over to the 1 year daily chart. So you can see where we got some of our technicals from, what it looked like, and where the price is now compared to what it used to be. Okay. So you're seeing like 10-year lows. Yeah, 108 is like $10 off from that 10-year low. And this is a 52-week low that it hit today. Here's a gap up here that we put. So the gaps on the chart are highlighted yellow. This was the gap down from Wednesday to Thursday of last week. Remember, Friday, the market was closed. So here is the candle for today. I'm going to zoom in so you can get a good look at it. Bam, this red candle right here. Maybe need to zoom in a little bit more. All right. Yeah, so that's today's candle. This red. Ooh, that's a long tail. I wouldn't call that a doge. It almost looks like a... Is it called a hanging man? No. Hanging man will be at the top. This is close to a hammer, but the body is like really small. But I'm gonna say that's a hammer. Trying to think of the technical terms with candlestick charting techniques and all that other stuff. So that looks like a hammer to me. And it didn't hold below, it didn't close below that support price level we put on the chart of $122.03. It did go below it, but like I said, it didn't close below it. And it failed to reach the $114.64 price level we had below that as support. Okay, so we're going to talk about the volume. We really don't have any other price levels to put on this chart, but you have some resistance up here with this gap that needs to be filled because there's no regular trading hours price action right in here between $134.70 and $155.91. Okay, and that zone right here, I was seeing that as resistance as well because of historical price data. So let me get the price levels in there. The price levels in there. The lower part of that zone is $132.63. The top of that zone is $137.15. All right. So we got that. Now let's get the stock quote for ticker ACN Accenture PLC. So go up here to settings, cut on my floating data box, apply, mouse over that candle, and let's talk about it. So Accenture PLC opened today at $125. They had a high of $125.84. They had a low of $118.15, and they closed today at $124.83, which is a trading range of $7.69. Now the trading volume, they traded 27.6 million shares of this stock today. Is that a big deal or not? Well, we're about to figure that out. So let me take off the floating data box, and then we're going to take me off the screen, and we're going to look at my volume label so we can determine if this is above or below average. And immediately I can see that this was above average. So the average daily trading volume for ticker ACN Accenture is 5.4 million shares in a daily trading session. So today they did 27 million, which is definitely above average. And on Thursday they did 40. It's acting up. Give me a second. On Thursday they did 41 million shares in a daily trading session. So that was this green candle right here. That was the 41 million on Thursday. So the volume did decrease. So it's decreasing in volume, but both of those are still above average. Okay. So let's put me back on the screen and let's talk about it. So the volume rate percentile out of the most recent 252 trading days, only 2 of those days had higher volume than today. And we also know that one of those days was Thursday, because that was higher than today. All right. And now when we look at the volume rank percentile percentage, today's volume was higher than 99.2% of the most recent 252 trading days volumes. Got it? Good, because we're moving on. Let's keep it going. All right, let's go here. Let's take this off and put this here, and then take that off. All right. Now, did we talk about, yeah, I think we talked about the mobile limitation. Yes, we definitely talked about the mobile limitations, but we need to talk about this now. So community support, back to the community. I would appreciate it very much if you guys share the stream, hit the like button, subscribe. And if you wish to send a monetary gift to support the content, Cash App and PayPal links are down in the description, as well as the ticker on the screen. Now, let's look at what the S&P 500 index did today by using the SPY ETF. This ETF gives investors an opportunity to participate in the broader U.S. market by allowing them to own a percentage of each company in the S&P 500 index. All right, so let's go ahead and go back to the charts. Here we go. Bam, take that off the screen. Put this back on the screen. Take that off and put up the ticker for the SPY. There we go. All right, so we're going to go up here to the symbol box, type in SPY. Okay. Now, the 52-week low of the SPY is $591.89. Guys, that's about to go away. That's about to go away. It's one trading session away from getting wiped off this chart, okay? 52-week high, $760.40. And I'm seeing something very interesting. I peeked at it earlier. So what I'm going to do, I'm adjusting the charts, and I can put me on the screen while we're doing this. I'm adjusting the charts so we can get up in here and focus on what the price action did today. And I know it's a lot of lines on the chart. Oh my gosh, look at all those lines. I know, but we look at the S&P 500 every time we do these market recap lives. So we look at the technical. So it's been trading in this zone right here for a minute between this price level of $755.44 and $744.44. Been trading in that zone for, what does that look like a month? Yeah, somewhere like a month. It came out of that zone a few times, but it's been trading in this zone. I'm highlighting this specific zone. That's the area I'm focusing on right now. So it found support right there. It looked like it closed almost right there at the $744.44. To get that specific closing price, I'm gonna mouse over it. So it closed at $744.39. And if you're wondering, like, where are you reading that? I'm reading it right here where it says C 744.39. So C stands for close. And something else that's interesting is that it's still trading right now after hours, and now it's even lower than it closed at. So it closed at $744.39, and now it's trading around $141 inside that box. You can see that. So now it's below. It's definitely in this range between $737.05 and $744.44. So this did not hold as support. It's trading below it now. So what I'm seeing when it comes to this SPY is that it but I'm seeing the 9-day simple moving average as support and this price level of 737 as support. We need to see if it holds. And as far as the 200-day simple moving average, which you cannot see right now, is way down. So if I mouse over it, it'll tell us where it's at. So the 200 simple moving average is at $688.86. Okay, that's where it's at. I don't want to really adjust the chart because I went through so much trouble to get it where it's at. So, I'll show you. We'll drag it this way. So there it is. This is the 200-day simple moving average. So I don't have to change too much to be able to see it. So those are price levels. Let's go ahead and talk about, let's get the quote, the ETF quote, and then we'll talk about the volume. Okay, so let me cut on my floating data box and let's talk about it. So the SPY opened today at $747.70. They had a high of $750.18. They had a low of $743.13, and they closed today at $744.39, which is a trading range of $7.05. Trading volume, 46.6 million shares of this ETF was traded today. Now we need to find out, is that above or is that below average? So what we're going to do, we're going to cut off the floating data box. We're going to take me off the screen and we're going to look at my volume labels. All right. So when we come over here, the average trading volume for the SPY, guys, is 74 million shares in a daily trading session. So this candle was formed on below average volume, that 46 million shares traded today. Now, on Thursday, this candle here, that traded 80 million shares, which was above average. And that was on Thursday. But today's candle closed below Thursday's price action. It almost closed below the low, but it definitely closed below this area of support that we had on the chart. And it's trading. Let's find that out. Let me mouse over it. So if I mouse over it, the low of this candle is $743.86. And if you like, where are you seeing that at? Right here. Low. The L stands for low, $743.13. So right now it's actually trading below the low of Thursday's candle. Okay. So we got that. We talked about the volume, but we didn't talk about the volume rate percentile. Put me back on the screen. So volume rate percentile out of the most recent 252 trading days, guys, only 25 of those days had lower volume than today. Okay, so that's very low. Let's talk about the volume rate percentile. Let's look at that as a percentage. Out of the most recent 252 trading days, today's volume is only higher than 9.9% of those candles. Okay, so that's what we got for the volume. We got our technicals. We just checked out the SPY. Now we can move on, and this time be careful with my water and not sprinkle it or splash it all over my glasses and my shirt. There we go. Take my time. There we go. Mouth ain't dry no more. Okay, so let's talk about this. Let's go to this. We can actually do this prompter overlay and then go there. Yeah, did a little fade off. We took that off. Then want to take off that. Then we're going to go here. Then we can go back, fade it back in. There we go. We'll take that off. Okay, so let's talk about this. Now let's look at what the S&P 500 biggest gainer and loser of the day. Let's look at those. Let's look at the S&P 500's biggest gainer and biggest loser of the day. But first, we're going to look at the loser so we can end the night on a high note. All right, so let's go ahead and go back to the charts. Here we go. Bam. He was like, we ain't go nowhere. I got it. Give me a second. All right, I'm gonna take this off, and we're gonna go over to the charts. And we need to put this up. There we go. All right. So we at the charts. We need to go over to the Market Watch tab. I don't know where I got this set. I don't want you to see this if I don't have this right. I don't want to spoil it. So let me go back here. Let me put me back on the screen and put this here until I figure this out. Yeah, I was going to spoil it if I didn't do that. All right, I'm bringing you back. Like, man, why are you keeping this secret? I don't want to spoil it, guys. That's all. All right, now we have the S&P 500 watch list pulled up, and we have the biggest loser. So let's put their ticker up on the screen. So the biggest loser for today is ticker MRNA, Moderna Incorporated. They lost 7.22%. Previous close was $63.96. They closed today at $59.34. Let's cut on our calculator. And that is not my calculator. Let's try this again. Oh, I know why. Let's try this again. Bam. All right, got my calculator pulled up. We're going to do a hypothetical. Let's say somebody invested $4,500. $4,500 multiplied times 7.22, negate it, turn it into a decimal from the percentage. Here we go. They would have lost $324.90 of their $4,500 investment. So if we add the $4,500 back to it, it'll show us how much the person would be left with. They'd be left with $4,175.10. Bam. Now we can go ahead and go over to the Analyze tab. And here we go. Here's Moderna. And look, guys, they are in the healthcare sector. So now we're going to go over to the Visualize tab. Look at the heat map and see how the healthcare sector performed and the industry that Moderna is in and the sub industry that Moderna is in. All right. So let's go up here to the Market Watch tab. Then we go over here to the Visualize sub tab. Now we have the S&P 500 heat map. I'm like trying to figure out what to say. Heat map pulled up on the chart. And we are looking for the healthcare sector. So it's going to highlight that's information technology, financials, healthcare. Here it is. So now we're about to go to healthcare and we are looking for Moderna. So I'm looking there. That's not it. We go over here and looking. Here it is. Moderna. It's in this section right here. It's in the biotechnology industry. So we go in there. This whole sub industry is also biotechnology. So the industry and sub industry are biotechnology. And what's weird about this, guys, is Moderna is the only one that performed poorly today. Everybody else is green. If we go back and we look at the healthcare sector as a whole, we do see some red in different industries within the information, within the healthcare sector. But as far as that particular industry, Moderna is the only one that struggled today. Okay, so let's go back to the Analyze tab. And let's talk about Moderna before we visit their website. So let me take me off the screen. Here we go. So Moderna Incorporated, here's their website, and also the links to their website, or link to their website, is down in the description for your convenience. Let's read a little bit about this and then we'll go to the website. Moderna Incorporated, a biotechnology company, provides messenger RNA medicines in the United States, Europe, and internationally. Got it. I did some research so we don't have to read all of that. We'll worry about all of that in the research. Okay, so let's go ahead and go to Moderna website. Moderna website, there we go. Put me back on the screen. All right, and let's put the right disclaimer up. All right, we're on the home page of Moderna, looking over what we're gonna look at. So guys, we're going to go to About Us, we're going to go to Careers, and we're going to go to Investors. And it looks like Investors is going to take us to another website. So we'll cross that bridge when we get there. Let's go ahead and browse over the website. Lynch syndrome, exploring the potential. Oh, it's moving. I got to pause it. Yeah, we're going to do a lot of reading. So I'm just going to scroll over it, guys. We're going to keep this smooth. Where we at? We got about 20 minutes. I want to finish this around 12. So latest news. Here are some stats. Over 13 years of progress, development, 45 development programs, 36 ongoing clinical trials. Got it. Join us and change the world of medicine. Got it. Meet Moderna. So what is MRNA? Fighting disease differently, limitless treatments, helping more people, more medicines faster, fighting disease differently. Learn more about Myrna. Meet Kiki. Our journey to building the best version of Moderna. Okay, now we're down at the bottom of the page. I see some awards. All right, so let's go back to the top and go exactly where we said we're going to go. Let's go straight to careers. We're not going to waste no time. Oh, yeah, fraudulent alert. Guys, people scamming everything. They'll scam you with a job. That's what. Oh, you got to watch everything. Got to be careful. Got to be careful. Careers. Life at Moderna, meet our change makers, awards. Excuse me, find your next role, a real-time AI organization. We are uniquely positioned to scale with AI. Our mindsets, maximize your impact. Moderna Foundation, got it. Take your moment with benefits. Now, I don't see something I can click on right there. Employee resource. Employee resource groups. Bring your best self. Okay, let's go to the top. Let's go back to the top and see if we can find something about the benefits. Careers, meet our change maker, life at Moderna. Let me click that. Nope. Find your next role. You are about to be redirected. Don't remind me again. Continue. Our mission and vision. Okay, they have that over here on a whole different website. What am I saying? Website. Website. Read more. Okay, our mission and vision. That's long. Let's go. Our mission: to deliver on the promise of transformative messenger RNA science to bring new medicines to patients. Our vision: to unlock the potential of mRNA by establishing an ecosystem of teams and partners that will work together to develop the broadest possible array of drugs across diverse therapeutic areas and routes of administration for serious diseases that are not treatable today. What a long, I need some water. It's like they was just rambling. Guys, I don't see nothing about no benefits. Let's just go ahead and move on and find investor relations. You shouldn't have to dig like this. You shouldn't have to dig like this. Wait a minute. I think I saw something. Paid volunteer. No. That ain't it. Take a moment. We couldn't click on that. We had talked about that earlier. Come on. All right. We at the top. Investors. There we go. All right. Now let's blow this up and zoom in. Bam, bam. That's a 200. We don't need 200. We need 150. All right. At the top, they trade on the NASDAQ ticker MRNA. Here's the closing price and here's the volume for today. About us, the power of MRNA research, responsibility, investor relations overview. So I see where we need to click at. We're going to click right there on stock info in a second, but we're about to browse over this website. We at the bottom. Yes, we are. So let's go back to the top and go right there to stock information. So we're going to go to stock quote, and they do have other tools for investors right here. Okay, so let's go to stock quote. There's the stock quote information. There's the chart they have available, historical quote, and it looks like they do pay dividends, if I'm not mistaken. We'll check it. We'll check it when we go to the charts. Okay, so let's talk about what I found in my research, and this is going to be a mouthful too. So let me get myself together for this one. So Moderna Incorporated, ticker MRNA. When it comes to their goods and services, they manage proprietary mRNA therapeutic manufacturing across the clinical, oncology, infectious disease, and rare genetic disorder markets, offering solutions such as complete respiratory vaccine options for healthcare providers and public distribution networks, scalable clinical pipeline products, including personalized cancer vaccines, latent virus therapies, and cardiovascular therapeutics for worldwide clinical trials, and optimized lipid nanoparticle delivery systems tailored for intracellular stability, targeted tissue entry, and rapid immune system activation. I'm proud of myself. All right. Looking at their S&P 500 customers and partners, notable names include Merrick & Co. Incorporated, ticker MRK, McKesson Corporation, ticker MCK, and Cardinal Health Incorporated, ticker CAH. Got it. Now let's go ahead and go to the charts. And let's do a quick tech. Now, we've looked at Moderna before, so we should have some technicals on the charts already. Let's put this here. Yep. Yes, we do, guys. And it's responding to those price levels we put on the charts. They do not pay a dividend, so we got that covered. I'm noticing that some of my spacing is off, so let me fix that. Time axis, we need to change this to 30. And click apply. It spreads it out. Okay, so we're looking at a 1-year daily chart. The 52-week low for Moderna is $22.28. 52-week high is $67.74. Let's go look at the 10-year weekly chart. Now, when we go here, it does not go all the way back to 2016. It goes back to 2018. So let's say it's a 8-year weekly chart. Now, out of those 8 years, take me off the screen. The 8-year low is $11.54. 8-year high is $497.49. Now, if you're like, what the heck happened here? Moderna was one of the companies that had a COVID-19 vaccine during the pandemic in 2020, and that drove profits for their company like crazy. So that's the story behind what you're seeing on the charts. In 2025, they found a floor of support. So it was consolidation for almost a whole year. And now it's starting to break out to the upside of a whole year of consolidation with Moderna on the weekly chart. All right. So that's what we're seeing with the technicals. Let's go back over here to the 1-year daily chart. We have a few technicals on the chart already, and I'm not going to draw any more. Yes, I am, but not much. So I'm going to zoom in. Let me show you what I'm talking about. This looks nasty. Okay. I believe the last time we looked at this, the price levels we had are the ones you see, but we used historical levels to be able to get the levels we're looking at. So because I don't have a level here, I know that that was formed after the last time we looked at it. So that's the area of resistance for me now at $67.74. That first level of support after reaching that high was $62.55. And we see that it closed cleanly below it. And it's actually eating into the profits on this candle right here. Now I can eyeball this and see that it did not close midway or past the midway of the body of that green candle, but I'm going to zoom in and show you what I'm talking about and how I'm looking at it. Okay, so I'm going to bring this over. We're going to use the Fibonacci retracement tool. I'm going to connect it to the top of the body and the bottom of the body. The midway point when I stretch this open is going to say 50%. So the midway point of that candle is $59.01. We're using the Fibonacci tool. In today's candle, this big red candle, now that we stretched it out, it did not close below the midway point of that green candle. I'm going to remove that tool, and then I'm going to explain to you why that's significant to me as I'm seeing it in my technical analysis. Because it didn't close below the midway point of the candle, it did not wipe out more than half of the profits in the body of this candle for people who had long positions with the stock. That's what I'm seeing. All right. Now, it did close above this level of support of $58.74. So now we need to incorporate the volume. We need to look at the volume and pay attention to the fact that the price action is above the 9-day simple moving average, which is this dashed green line right here. And we can't see the 200-day simple moving average unless I did what I did, which is drag the chart down. So that price level of the 200-day simple moving average is $39.40. And this is a zone of support because the price action is up here. The top of that zone is $45.30. Bottom of that zone is $43.93. Okay. So now let me cut on my floating data box and let's get the stock quote for Moderna. So Moderna opened today at $64.07. They had a high of $65.51. They had a low of $57.50, and they closed today at $59.35, which was a trading range of $8.01. The trading volume, they traded 8.3 million shares of this stock today. Is that a lot? Is it a little? We don't know, but we about to find out. So let me take the floating data box off, take me off the screen, and let's look at my volume labels. Right over here, the average trading volume for Moderna in a daily trading session, guys, is 9.8 million shares in a daily trading session to be exact. And here's the volume that they had today, 8.3 million. So it was below average. Now, interestingly enough, Thursday's volume was crazy compared to these two, because today's volume is below average and Thursday was well above average. It was more than double, almost triple, 27, 9 times 3. Okay. So that's what we're looking at there. Now let's talk about the volume rank percentile. Put me back on the screen. So out of the most recent 252 trading days, it's balanced, guys. It's about balance. Days above and days below are real close to one another. So that's what makes this stand out. The volume rank percentile is almost 50%. It's 48.8%. So what that means is that today's volume is higher than roughly half of the most recent 252 trading days volume, 48.8% to be exact. Okay. So we got our volume. We're seeing how that's compared to average. Is it increasing? Is it decreasing? So this volume on this red candle was below average. This candle was this volume, almost 3 times the volume here. Okay. And then we could just mouse over the other candles to get the other volume. Like if we were curious to know what the volume for this candle was, we just mouse over it. And then after we mouse over it, we go over to the volume area and we can see it right here. So it was 8.3. Wait a minute. That looked like the volume for today. Wait a minute. So if we mouse over it, yeah, that's 12. It moved when I went over there. Yeah, it switched. So when I mouse, let me tell you where to look. You look here, when I mouse over it, it's going to change. So now it's 12.4. You can't see it because I'm on the screen. Okay. Oh, let's do that again. I'm talking with me on the screen, guys. Oh, I want to know the volume for this candle right here. So we've talked about the volume on these two candles because they're on the labels down here. Okay. But if you wanted to get the volume for any candle, you just mouse over it and it'll appear. It will appear right here next to where it says volume. It will appear in that number box. So I'm about to show you. When I mouse over different candles, you'll see the volume change. So that's how I can see the volume or whatever I want to look at. So I want to know the volume on this green candle, and it was 12 million shares that day. And then on this one, it was 24. Okay, so that's how we read the volume. All right, now put me back on the screen and we can move on. Man, I hate when I do that. I get to talking. All right. So we looked at the biggest loser. Let's look at the gainer. Let's go ahead and move on and get to the gainer. So we go up here to Market Watch. Yes, I said it like a question. Market Watch? Yeah, Market Watch. We'll go up here to quotes. Want to change this to the gainer. So the biggest gainer for today is ticker SMCI, Super Micro Computer Incorporated. They gained 15.66% today. Wow. Okay. Previous close, $30.66. They closed today at $35.46. Let's do a hypothetical. All right. Pull the calculator up. Let's use a different number. Let's say somebody invested $3,200 and they got that 15.66% gain. We hit the percentage, it turns into a decimal. Now we go ahead and hit equal. They would have gained $501.12. Add the investment money back to it, which was $3,200. So the total investment would have grown to $3,701.12. Bada boom, bada bing. Let's go over here to analyze, and let's talk about what sector SMCI is in. They are in the information technology sector. And because of that, we are about to go look and check to see how that sector performed, the industry that it's in, and the sub industry. Okay. So we go back up here to the Market Watch tab, then we go over to the Visualize tab. We go to the Visualize tab. We're going to go down to information technology. So here we go. We did it a different way. We usually do it like this. Okay, let me take me off the screen again. So this section right here, information technology, bam. And we are looking for SMCI. It's going to be small, guys. It's going to be bright green and small. SMCI. Oh, come on now. Here it is. It's in the technology, hardware, storage, and peripherals. If you can't see it, it's because it's right here, guys. It's that little one right there. So as we zoom in, it'll get bigger. There it is. So it's in the technology, hardware, storage, and peripherals industry. It's in the information technology sector. And the information, hardware, storage, and peripherals is also the sub industry. Okay. So if I pull this over, you can see it. Information technology sector, technology, hardware, storage, and peripherals industry, and then technology, hardware, storage, and peripheral sub industry. So let's go back to the Analyze tab and let's talk about this company before we visit their website. Super Micro Computer Incorporated. Here's their website. Also, the links to the website, or a link to the website, is down in the description. Let's read the description of the company and visit the website. Super Micro Computer Incorporated, together with its subsidiaries, develops and sells server and storage solutions based on modular and open standard architecture in the United States, Asia, Europe, and internationally. The company provides liquid, air-cooled. We're not going to read all of that because I did some research and we can talk about it when we get there, okay? So let's go ahead and go to their website. Is that it? Hey, yeah, there we go. All right, put me back on the screen. Who's talking? It's me. All right, now let's take that off. Here we go. And we're not at the top. Are we? Yeah. Okay, my mouth dry again. Give me a second. We're about to wrap it up, guys. We almost finished. All right, so Super Micro Data Center Building Block Solutions, end-to-end solution for systems to rack data center scale. All right, we're going to browse over this. Let me see the top. So we're going to go to company. Right, so company has about us, careers, and investor relations. So that's everything we need. So we're going to browse over the website, and right here we can see they're partnered with NVIDIA somehow. Data Center Building Block Solutions. Here are some of their products: building blocks, GPU system nodes, storage systems, browsing. All right, we at the bottom of the page. So let's go back to the top. We go to company, then we go over to about us. About us. Can we click on this? Yeah, okay. So here we go. Let me make sure I'm zoomed in. Yeah, we're good on the zoom in. The key to success in technology is designing a company around people committed to work that they love. Got it. And that's from the CEO. First to market innovation, total solutions. We keep it green. US based engineering and manufacturing. Corporate overview. Company milestones from 1993 to 2026. Green computing. Leadership. Now, remember, links to these websites are down in the description for your convenience. Just in case you want to go over it slower than I did. Okay, so we went to about us. Now we're going to go to careers. We're looking for the benefits. All right, jobs, accelerate your career. What it means to work here. Super micro employees take pride in contributing to the AI revolution and supporting our customers while simultaneously leveraging our green computing initiative to reduce our carbon footprint on Mother Earth. What our values are. Super micro places significant emphasis continuously improving customer satisfaction and green computing. What makes us unique? Headquartered in Silicon Valley, Supermicro evolved from a small subsystems company into a total solutions enterprise. Got it. All right, world-class culture and benefits. So we're going to click learn more from right there, I'm assuming. So we'll come back to that in a second. Accelerate diversity. Supermicro careers at Supermicro. Green computing event spotlight. Got it. All right, go. Here we go. Learn more. Explore benefits. They feed you, look like. The first thing they showed you was food and walking dogs. Explore our benefits. Your talent drives Supermicro's success and makes this a great place to work. We provide comprehensive benefits from day one. That's dope. For eligible employees, their dependents, and domestic partners. Our benefits give you many choices to meet the needs of both you and your family and help you prepare for the future. So here you are, guys. That's a lot of information. You can dive into that on your own time or whatever. So let's go ahead, put me back on the screen, and we're going to look at the investor relations. Wait a minute. Our benefits. Oh, it's taking to the same place. Thank gosh. All right. Company, investor relations. Here we go. All right. They trade on the NASDAQ, SMCI, closing price, net price change, net percentage change. Got it. Scroll over this page and then we're going to come back up to the top of the page and click on stock information. All right. Just browsing over it so you can see what's on here. News and events, executive management and governance. Got it. All right. Stock information, stock details. Here we go. Stock quote. Here's a chart that they have available and some other tools for investors. Got it. Now let's talk about the research or what I found out or what I got about the company. Supermicro Computer Incorporated, ticker SMCI. When it comes to their goods and services, they manage high performance server engineering across the enterprise, cloud, artificial intelligence, and edge computing markets, offering solutions such as complete liquid cooled server options, including AI data center racks and GPU clusters for cloud service hyperscalers, scalable application computing products, including enterprise blade storage servers, workstation main boards, and modular computing subsystems for corporate tech infrastructures, and optimized service management systems tailored to direct-to-chip cooling, green computing efficiency, and high-density thermal dissipation. Whew. Looking at their S&P 500 customers and partners, notable names include NVIDIA Corporation, ticker NVDA, Advanced Micro Devices Incorporated, ticker AMD, and Intel Corporation, ticker INTC. Got it? All right. Now let's go to the charts. Here we go, and let's do a little bit of the technical analysis. And we've looked at them a few times before. I know that looks like a lot. Let me go ahead and explain it. Calm down. So we're looking at a 1 year daily chart, 52-week high of $62.36, 52-week low of $19.48. Okay. All right. So there was a gap that was filled. Let me go back and look at okay, this is the 10-year weekly chart. So they have a 10-year low of 85 cents in 2018. 10-year high of $122.90. Crazy business. All right, now let's go back over here to the 1 year daily chart. And we're going to zoom in to where the price action is now. And what I was doing here was just seeing what type of opportunities happen. Let me take me off the screen. From this 52-week low to the high here on May 6th and the high over here on June 2nd. So for that one, that opportunity was 163%. That was a 163% opportunity there from the 52-week low to the high of this candle, and the high of that candle was $51.40. This candle, the opportunity was 78.18%. The high of this candle was $34.71. Okay, now this gap needs to be removed from the chart. I'm gonna show you what I mean. There was a gap here between this candle high on May 5th and this candle's low on May 6th. This red candle was the last time we looked at this stock, because right here at the low of that candle, let me put me back on the screen. That's where I removed part of the gap, because part of the gap was filled. This green candle came down even further, so we would have moved the gap down to that. But this red candle came all the way down to that level of support we had drawn on the chart at $27.75. So now we can actually remove that gap. Now, because this candle opened right there on that 28.29, I'm not going to remove that line. Okay, I'm not going to remove that line because it responded. It responded to that price level. And it looks like it gapped up today. So what I am going to do, I'm going to remove. Should I remove that? I'm not even sure if I should remove that. Let me just go ahead and put this gap here. Let me focus on that. So here's the gap that happened today between Thursday and today, Monday. So we're going to edit properties. We're going to turn this gap yellow, and we're going to take this out to December 1st of this year. Bam, December 1st. Got it. Okay, so there's our gap. That's the new gap that we have. So this was Thursday's candle, and that's a nice bullish signal right here, because it opened. So it closed down here on this support level of $27.75, and it opened above both levels of support. It opened right here on this candle, and it was able to close cleanly, almost taking out the losses for long positions on both of these daily candles and this candle's body back here, and part of the losses in this candle. That was extremely bullish. So it gapped up, opened above the 9-day simple moving average, and came all the way up and partially filled this gap. You talking about bullish, but it wasn't able to close above the 200-day simple moving average. But it just powered its way through 33.64, 34.94 levels of resistance and started to fill that gap. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to zoom in, and since it partially filled that gap, we're going to go ahead and change the shape of that gap. So the high of this candle is $36.80. So we go in here, $36.80. We update that. So we're closing that gap because some of that gap has been filled. As far as putting some more technicals on the charts, guys, I would say if I was going to put another level of resistance, it's going to be up here. It's going to be up there with these candles. These 3 candles right here, 3 days. Bam, bam, bam. And it's close to the open of this green candle and over here too. But right up in there, seeing resistance at $44.74, okay? Because that price level was respected. It responded to that price level a few times, okay? So that's what I'm seeing. And we got all of these price levels here. All right. So let's go ahead and get the stock quote for SMCI. We can talk about the volume and all that other good stuff. So cut on the settings, go over here, cut the floating data box on. Where we at? Yeah, we're doing pretty good. We're about to wrap it up. All right, so SMCI opened today at $32.33. They had a high of $36.80. They had a low of $32.27, and they closed today at $35.46, which was a trading range of $4.53. When we look at the trading volume, oh my, they traded 128.5 million shares of this stock today, guys. Crazy business. But we need to find out how far above average, or if that's even above average. So take me off the screen. Let's look at my volume labels. Guys, the average trading volume for SMCI is 37 million shares in a daily trading session. They did 128 million today. Crazy. I told you that was extremely bullish. It was crazy how many levels it got through, the fact that it gapped up above all of those resistance points and even started to backfill up here and got above this 200-day simple moving average. It wasn't able to close above it, but still, oh my gosh. Now, even the volume here, that first pattern I said was bullish. These two candles right here, this is a bullish pattern after a short-term downtrend. It's got a name. I can't think of the name right now. But that's what I'm seeing. And that volume for that candle right here is right here. So they traded 68 million, which is also above average. It was almost twice as much as they get in a daily. It was, yeah, almost twice as much as what they get in a daily trading session. And then over here was about double this. 6 is 12. 6 twice is 12. So that's 4 times what they get, or what 4 times average. Okay. Trying to do the math fast. That's what I got over there. Now put me back on the screen and let's talk about it. Volume rank percentile out of the most recent 252 trading days. Out of the most recent 252 trading days, guys, only 3 of them had higher volume than today. The volume rank percentile was 98.8%. So out of the most recent 252 trading days, today's volume was higher than 98.8% of those candles. So that means that it was a day that had higher volume than that. And it's actually on my label. You can't see it. So my label tells me the highest volume day. And the highest volume day was 251 million shares in a daily trading session. The lowest was 6.8. So that's going to be one of these days that was higher than today, which is the high. Crazy. Oh, all right. Well, we got through it. Put me back on the screen. Let's go over here. Let's take this off. Put this here. Yeah, we're good, guys. We can get ready to wrap up the show. So you already know. I hope that you learned something, and I hope that you earned something. Thank you guys for joining me tonight. This Sunday, June 28th at 9 p.m. Eastern Time, we're reviewing this week's performance of the 11 sectors in the S&P 500 index, companies that stood out, notable market news, and performing a live Q&A so we can focus on building our community. And make sure you keep tuning in weekdays following a market trading session at 11 p.m. Eastern Time. Take care and God bless.